Hi everyone and welcome to my presentation about the course Information Security. I am from the class number 145 and this is the task 5, Information Security. Information security including method and technique is from protecting information, networks, systems, and IT infrastructure components, including sensitive information and business data. The process including identify, documenting, and analyze risks and vulnerabilities, define and specify threats to implement better action, and generating attacks control to discover how to protect information. Information security is important because prevent property demands. Sensitive data could be stolen, manipulated, deleted, or read by unauthorized partners, causing physical damage, branch damage, and significant financial losses. In compliance with regulation, it is essential to protect customer data, as it can cause irreversible damage if unauthorized persons access sensitive information, such as health data, bank account details, login details, and other personal information. Protect intellectual property, privacy, including Internet governance policies to prevent the misuse of organizational secret. Information security under business continuity prevents planned outages. Some of the benefits for implementation as security development include reduction risks, prevent future attacks, early detection of faults, better software quality, and other benefits. I will like present you about the past, including the life cycle. Um, of development, security development included requirements, abuse cases, risk analysis, code analysis, dynamic penetration testing. Reduce risks, identify vulnerabilities, and implements improvements before products release. Ensure policy and security are aligned. Involves staff in policy development, establish and enforce clear sanctions, install the necessary tools to strengthen information security, including security development prevents future attacks, as all phases of the development lifecycle prevents, define, and correct security flaws. Early detection of flaws because it uncovers the vulnerability directly in the code and below the initial configuration. Operating environment provided by the runtime or production environment. Improved software quality includes development principles and best practices, such as component security, library and function usage, code structure, process documentation, configuration of input parameters, including process access and privilege, and protection of process authentication with security encryption. Other benefits include reduced cost, reduced user confusion, increased efficiency in risk management, and improved teams collaboration. These are some standards popular, including ISO 27000 and OWASP and NIST and including customer and partner trust, improving reputation, risk reduction, and regulatory compliance. And talking about some standard needs SP 8, 800, 171, an international policy that present requirements for the implementation of an ESMS. Um, it describes information as an asset. Data is processed by technology and transformed into information. Therefore, good practice included an ESMS. ISO 27000 present classifies control information as UI, the encryption standard and network security. It identifies organizational information within the information system. OWASP it is framework from application security, especially web application, a list of the most critical security risks for web applications. Some of the benefits from this standard, the application standard are processing, storage, transmission, the triad, confidentiality, integrity, availability, and awareness, police technology. There are some mm, important uh, important benefits for applying this standard, specialty ISO 27000. There are some critical vulnerabilities including the top 10 vulnerabilities OWASP. I present 1. Cryptographic vulnerabilities, 2. Broken access control, 3. Cross-site scripting, XSS, 4. Using components with known vulnerabilities, and 5. Insufficient logging and monitoring.
Cryptographic failures. The first thing is to determine the protection needs of data in transit and at rest. For example, password, credit card numbers, health records, personal information, and business secret requires extra protection, mainly if that data fall under privacy laws. Broken access control. Access control enforces privacy such that users cannot act outside of their intended permissions. Failures typically leads to unauthorized information disclosure, modification, or destruction of all data of performance a business function outside the user limits. Cross-site scripting (SSS) using appropriate security hardware across any part of the application stack or improperly configuring permissions on cloud service. Unnecessary features are enabled or installed. All accounts and their password are still enabled and unchanged. Error-handling reveals stack traces of other overly information error messages to users. Using components with known vulnerabilities. If the software is vulnerable, unsupported, or outdated, if you do not regularly scan for vulnerabilities and subscribe to security bulletins related to the components you use, if the platform is not patched or updated, if software developers do not test the compatibility of update, library, or component configuration. Insufficient logging and monitoring. Help detect, escalate, and report to active breaches without logging and monitoring. Breaches cannot be detected. Insufficient logging, detection, monitoring, and active response occurs anytime.
And thank you very much for your attention.